Hanging out in the break room on CMF, we are live from Buffalo Bills training camp. Joining us in the Stoneyard Brewing Company hot seat, big round of applause for Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator Greg Roman. Coach, how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling great. It's a beautiful morning out here, isn't it?
Well, see, here's the thing. You're seeing what I'm seeing here, right?
What?
Well, because we just sat down with Ronald Darby.
Yeah.
Ronald Darby all bundled up, hoodie, pants, sitting next to you all bundled up with your jacket. Big man Greg Roman comes and sits down, shorts, flip-flops, T-shirt. This is not cold, right?
Oh, no, this is gorgeous. Doesn't get any better than this.
It's big man weather.
It is big man weather, right?
Darby, though, he's used to those Florida mornings. You know, you wake up,
It's 90.
the humidity's already cooking.
Yeah, there's a lizard in your bed.
Right.
Well, you're a Jersey kid, though, right?
Yes.
From Jersey. I mean, you still got that Jersey attitude you carry with you everywhere? Because you
Well,
seem very reserved off field.
Well, I don't know that I've got a Jersey attitude, but I definitely have a Jersey experience. You know, I have those experiences of growing up there, but, you know, what's a Jersey attitude?
Well, I don't know. You know, well, you're from Jersey. Tommy was actually, you were born in Jersey too, right?
Yeah.
Everything that is the awfulness that is.
A gentleman and a scholar.
If it's not in Jersey, it sucks.
Yeah. Well, you know, Jersey was, I grew up in a pretty neat spot down near Atlantic City in South Jersey, and pretty neat. It's actually called the Garden State. People don't really realize that. All they see is the Sopranos,
Yeah.
Jersey Shore,
Yeah.
Newark
And shots
Airport,
of and different angles of New York City.
Newark Airport.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
there's actually a lot of beautiful places there.
Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator Greg Roman joining us. So I found something very interesting. We talked to you last year, and I didn't get a chance to ask you this. So just going down your career so far, like right, you Carolina Panthers offensive line assistant, tight ends coach at the Houston Texans, offensive line assistant in the Baltimore Ravens, and then there's one non-college NFL job, offensive coordinator at Holy Spirit High School in 2008. You went from the NFL to offensive coordinator for a high school team. How the heck does that happen?
Well, you know, I was with the Ravens. It was my 13th year coaching in the NFL. I'd coached quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends, offensive line. And I was ready at that point, after that experience, I will call it, in 2007, to be an offensive coordinator and, you know, test my theories. And the bad part about it was, though, we didn't have a good year that year. Brian Billick got fired, the head coach, and I couldn't get an offensive coordinator's job. So essentially, you know, I was getting paid for the next year anyway, and I decided that I was going to take a bit of a sabbatical, you know, one of those years where you
Jennifer, I mean, you said you were experimenting. You're going to find yourself, take it easy a little bit, relax.
Not really, just a sabbatical, and you know, I was a little burnt out at the time, I guess you'd call it. But bottom line is, I couldn't get the job I wanted.
Sure.
I was taken care of, so I decided I was going to donate my time to the high school I went to and help them out, get a little practice play calling, help out a friend of mine who was his first year head coach at the high school I went to. And it was a great experience, really. Really enjoyed it. And the quarterback that I was coaching that year, never played quarterback before, a little scrawny sophomore kid. And I spent the year coaching him, and he's now just signed with the Green Bay Packers.
No kidding.
Jesus.
Yep.
Okay, that's kind of not fair for like the other teams, right? Like, hey, we got this new head coach coming. Oh, look, this guy just was on the Baltimore Ravens staff, and now he's calling plays for the high
Well,
school.
I dealt with all these little freshmen. It was the first year of a new start of a new coaching regime and all that, but it was a great experience, and I think I really feel like I was able to lend a little. You know, I really feel like I was able to enrich some young kids' lives.
It would be hard, I would think, because you're used to dealing with these men that are rich and somewhat arrogant and cocky. I mean, that's what you want in these guys. But then you're going down to a 14-year-old kid who's all those things but not rich. Because 14-year-old boys are the biggest asses in the world. It's like at some point, did you just like start to approach him as a grown-ass man and realize, oh, no, I got to talk to this kid like a kid?
I think
because you got to really shift gears there.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me, as your role on this show becomes very apparent to me, the biggest thing to me was that attention spans. Attention spans on football it was shocking to me. how different, or maybe I was the same way when I was that age. But I felt like, with social media, all these little gadgets they have, their attention spans were so, you know, different. Just had a hard time really staying dialed in, and that kind of affected how I moved forward and how I presented and installed and taught things. So I learned a lot there dealing with those kids because they have a million things going on at that time in their life. You know, they're 14. They got all these other things going on. A lot of changes going on in their lives.
Sure.
So that was interesting.
Greg Roman, Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator, hanging out in the Stoneyard Brewing Company hot seat. All right, so Tommy brings up the dealing with guys who are making a ton of money and may have a little bit of an arrogant attitude, and you would want that in a guy in your offense. You seem very reserved. You're deliberate in your speaking. This is what I say, and this is how it's going to be. How do you find you manage these guys? I mean, is the language of football that base, right, wide open, where there does need to be a translation between guys who come from a completely different background than you have?
I mean, it's pretty. I don't know. I just find it pretty natural. Just communicate. We're on the same page. We're on the same team. I think our goal, and I believe we're there. We're getting there for sure. Is the coaches and players. We're all in this together. I'm an expert at what I do, and I can help these guys. So I just tell them what I think and advise them, tell them what we're going to do, and we communicate, and we just always striving to be the best in the world at what we do.
Your offense versus Rex's defense.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of you know which play is getting called. Who's coming out on top?
Oh, who cares? We're getting better.
All right.
It's probably one play to the next.
We
win, they win. We win, they win.
Let me rephrase that question. I'm sorry, I asked it wrong. Let's say that you are no longer a Buffalo Bill and Rex Ryan is no longer a Buffalo Bill, and you two meet up, your offense versus his defense.
Mm-hmm.
Who comes out on top?
Hypothetical. Next question.
Come on! So, all right, but I mean, are you a guy that wants that attitude in a guy where you're going to walk, that guy, you want him to think he's the best guy on the field at all times? Is that something you look for in a football player?
I mean, yeah, but it's a fine line. It's a fine line. I want that, but I want it to be based in reality. I want him to be able to go out, have the tools and the preparation to go out and actually do that. That to me is what builds real confidence. And when you put it out there and it's real, who can dispute it?
Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator Greg Roman, I know you got a bunch of stuff today. Before I let you go, I do find it interesting. Every year you got your how old are your kids? I see them running around.
12, 10, and 6.
Have they been at camp yet?
Oh yeah. My 12-year-old was just here yesterday, the past 2 days, so it was great.
So, how are you doing your job out there while the kids are running around? It was like you were saying earlier, like you're yelling at the offensive line, and it's like, hey, stop playing with that thing over there.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what it is. I had to go over there and give them water yesterday in the middle of practice because it was hot. I want to make sure you stayed hydrated. So yeah, it's multitasking for sure, but it's pretty easy actually. Everybody here embraces your kids when they come. Everybody takes care of them. It's pretty neat. And my son comes here. He's over here. He's over there with operations, hanging out. He's in the equipment room, hanging out. Trying to help out here. So everybody just takes care of everybody. So I can literally walk out here, and he'll be doing something with somebody for the whole day. It's pretty neat.
Do they understand how unique your job is?
That's how my father used to parent, but nobody was in on it. I'm like, hey, he's in your house now. You watch him.
That explains a lot.
Okay, real quick. Do your kids understand how unique your job is, or do they think everybody's dad has a job like this?
Yeah, that would be weird, right?
It's pretty neat. They understand it's unique. Yeah, they understand it's unique. It's definitely a great profession for kids because Rex is great. And really, one of the things that attracted me to this job was Rex and how open he is with letting your kids be around. Because that's important to me. They're at the age where I like having them around. And every team's not like that.
Sure.
So that was a consideration.
Wait, you're telling me Bill Belichick doesn't like kids? That guy just looks so goddamn evil. If I was a New England, I wouldn't want my kid near that dude.
I think I'm going to stay away from him.
Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator.
I do know that his son's coaching for him. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Greg Roman,
Yeah.
thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. To say thank you, our friends at Invo Coconut Water, the truly fresh coconut water experience, have it's a gift bag. Got the water in there, $50 gift card to Wegmans. Go give it to the kid. Let him go buy some candy or something.
You guys are great. Thank you very much.
You got it.
Thanks, man. Greg
Have a
Roman,
great
Buffalo
day.
Bills offensive coordinator. You too. Thank you so much.